me.
For our last topic of the day, choices. EA Play 2021. They gave us a lot of choices to look at for stuff that we might like. For this little showcase that they did recently. They showed us quite a few games. They showed us Grid Legends. They showed us Lost in Random. They gave us some more Knockout City. I think it's season 2 that they were talking about. Apex Legends. They added a new character. And, of course, Battlefield 2042. They tried to showcase some more of that, get you interested in that. And then...
the big part was Portal.
Yeah.
Portal mode.
Battlefield Portal, which allowed you to do, like, an amalgamation of, like, all of their
Battlefields,
good, Battlefield games or whatever. And just take bits and pieces, make a bitch type of, like stuff on there. So... that was interesting. I didn't really feel like it's like doable for some of them. Like, why would I have like an old ass like World War II gun against like some type of modern warfare type of gun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna
Right.
shoot my musket off or nothing like that, at somebody, with an AK or something, It's
Right, or the old
slightly off.
propeller-driven warplanes being shot down by F-14 Tomcats. Like,
Right. Yeah.
why would I want the F-14, please, right? Like,
Right. But
it doesn't
seemed
make
like,
sense.
It seemed like Portal was more so for like creating mayhem and
Right.
just bullshit, fun. You know what I mean? Like running around with paddles, like defibrillators.
Oh, yeah,
to,
killing with
like, kill
defibrillators.
people. Like,
yeah, or the
that's all
robot
just
mode
nonsense.
when they were like two robots battling.
Right,
Yeah, the
right,
robot
right.
mode.
Yeah.
It seemed like you could just do whatever the heck you wanted to do
Right,
in
so-
whatever era they've ever given you.
Yeah, so nonsense and mayhem is just, I understand it. I understand why you'd want to put it in there because it just adds like a different flair and people are able to do that.
Kind of like, remember when you used to do Halo All Rockets?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone just run around with rockets.
Yeah, or when
just
you're trying to
mayhem.
do Destiny All Knives or something
Yeah,
like that.
Destiny All Knives, yeah.
Yeah, just melee.
Like
and stuff
it's
like that.
there's or when you like the one mode on Destiny where it had
Mayhem.
supers all the time.
Mayhem
Like it's just
mode
kind of
was awesome.
fun to do those sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like a change of pace. Like you don't want to always play that way, but
Well,
just
I would
sometimes
always play Mayhem.
you'd always
If
play
that
Mayhem.
Mayhem was
Yeah.
always available, I would play
Yeah.
Mayhem. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was like the only chance where I actually had like where I could actually compete.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the other thing is just all about your gun, if you use the right gun and how quick you are at using it.
Right.
But the Mayhem, you popping abilities left to right. You bound to
Exactly.
get somebody get at least one kill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Portal looked cool. I think it's a good addition for everyone who's a big fan because it showed things from every game they've ever made.
yeah, it shows their lineage, man. It
Yeah,
shows,
do
like,
you-
everything that they've done. And
Do you remember like the one scene where like the grenade flew in and it had the smiley face on it?
Yeah.
That's like an old, acknowledgement of Bad Company or whatever.
Right.
Right. So it's like that's cool. I think anyone who's a fan would be like, whoa, would be nerding out on that.
Yeah.
But for people like you and me, it's just kind of okay. That's
it's
cool.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to the Warfare map. But
Yeah, I was thinking though, but because EA Play is on Game Pass, when you have Game Pass Ultimate, I should be able to play this Battlefield 2042 for free when it first comes out, right?
Well, EA always has a lag.
Okay.
So remember, it's EA Play is attached to Game Pass Ultimate.
Right.
It's not like Game Pass Ultimate so you're still under the stipulations of what EA allows, right? So EA will bring that out on EA Play, but just like there was a lag on Squadrons, there'll probably be a lag on 2024, I believe, or 2042.
Because I know you would only get like 10 hours of gameplay or something like that on it.
Yeah, you might be able to try it out originally, but
I wouldn't
there's no
mind
campaign.
Getting 10 hours of Battlefield 2042, gameplay on there just to
try it
fill
out.
Yeah,
They
and not
might
have to
give
buy
that
it.
away. They might give that away.
That's something to
But
possibly
at
look
some
forward
point in
to.
time, it will be free on there.
Right.
You can play the whole game as much as you want.
Right, yeah, I don't know exactly how long.
Yeah,
it's
if it's
gotta
like
be
6
out before
months
they
or
put
whatever,
it
but
on there.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
gonna
first
be
little window.
dope.
So that'd be cool.
So we just wait. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to play that game. It's going to be fun. The Warfare mode's going to be fun. I like it because I feel like it's better for people like you and I when you have like 100 on 100.
right,
You're not like, come on. Like you have teammates all around you.
Right,
You're just a member and you're trying to hide and shoot. That's fun for me. Trying to be the Twitch shooter like COD, I can't do it, man. Like, I don't know if I'm older now. I mean, I used to like it when I was younger,
Yeah.
in college and stuff, but now it's like I don't have the patience for it.
I wish some of these games had like some espionage type shit, where you could like kill a member of the opposing team and then steal their clothes and then just try to run off.
That would be dope.
Into the middle
That'd be
of the
cool,
shit,
dude. And you're just like behind enemy lines and you're just like picking people off and they don't even know.
Like, oh damn, what happened, man?
That would be crazy, dude.
You know what I mean? You can switch comms to talk on the other side.
Switch comms? That's really cool.
So you can like totally
Switch
sabotage
comms,
their
dude.
shit. But
Switch comms.
I'll
That's
probably never
crazy.
see that, man. It would be hard. It would be hard as hell to like figure it out. But it would be like Among Us meets, like Battlefield 2042. You could go in there as
Totally,
a
man. That'd be crazy.
But so another one of the games that they had mentioned was or shown is Lost in Random. And I know you were really feeling that one.
Yeah, when they first showed Lost in Random at E3, I think it was. Yeah, their E3 live event.
Yeah.
It didn't look like anything special to me. It just looked like, oh, that's kind of like an artsy, like you said.
It reminded me of Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
With the art style.
Right. And like you had a dice following you around.
Or slightly like Psychonauts, but like,
yes, Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I kind of thought was Psychonauts. I thought maybe it might be like a little platformer.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, when you saw the trailer for this thing, it's more like a card game. They have like a full card system where you collect cards, and then you pause the game. It's kind of like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic that way, where like you can pause screen and like select cards and like activate them. Might give you a weapon, and like you can do special attacks
like
and
a
abilities.
lot of them revolved around the little dicey or whatever that you walk around with.
Yeah, you roll a dice and it gives you how much abilities you get to use based off what your dice roll is.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I wasn't really expecting this much from one combat. There was like a lot of combat in it. A lot of fighting. I was just like, wow, I wasn't expecting she's fighting like these big, massive creatures.
Yeah.
And she's like shooting electricity at them with magic, and then she's using different cards for different abilities. Yeah, she has like a slingshot. She's just throwing this hammer around.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, I didn't expect it to be that action oriented. I thought this was going to be more about the environment, the ambiance of like the Tim Burton kind of feel.
Yeah.
But this is more like an action game. And I was like, so that's what got me excited for it. That's why I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that from this. I wasn't expecting this level of extreme activity. Mm-hmm. I was expecting much lighter than that. And then with the card aspect, added into it, that was all new. Yeah, just something different. I was like, oh, dude, I love like Slay the Spire. I love a lot of these kind of card games that they have, these roguelike card games that come out.
Yeah.
They're like a lot of fun.
Right.
And like when I saw it, I was like, wow, like this actually looks dope. So I'm actually excited for this game, man.
Yeah. I thought that the story seemed kind of cool or whatever. This like evil queen, she's rolling dice and then she ends up taking out these two sisters. I guess that could possibly like
even and odd.
Yeah.
The two ones
could possibly
right.
get her, but I have a feeling, spoiler alert, I have a feeling that Dicey is just the other sister. Like they're supposed to be on a mission. They're supposed to be on a mission for this girl, Odd or Even. I don't know which one she is.
I think it's Even. I think you play as Even. You're looking for Odd.
To find her sister who got, they got split up or whatever. But I have a feeling that the sister might be the Dicey.
She just has amnesia or whatever?
No, that she just got changed. Like the Dice can't talk. I don't think the Dice was talking, was it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
If the Dice can't talk, all it can do is help battle. You know what I mean? It was just using its abilities or whatever, and then probably at the end of the game, she gets changed back. But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But I don't know. It kind of looked like that, especially the way they were showing everything. Like her sister got taken away, and then the Dice was left behind. Like I just feel like it was like there or whatever.
And so the Dice end up just. It goes along to help her sister out, and you're trying to kill the evil witch anyways, right?
She got to do what she can, so it's like, oh, she's rolling her dice for her ability or whatever.
Yeah.
It seems like an interesting game. I don't know if I'll get it or not. I might end up checking it out eventually or whatever. I'm just not really sure. I probably just got to see more or like actually see like some actual like, full-on gameplay or whatever to see if I really want to like if it's something.
Well, that's what I was kind of like excited about was because I thought they finally showed us kind of like some full-on gameplay. A better idea not a lot, but they finally gave us some meat of what you're doing in this game. And when I finally saw that, I was like, dude, this looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
But you're right. Maybe it's a little clunkier than I think. Maybe it's not quite as smooth or as fluid as I would want the combat to be.
Right.
Just from what I see, though, I'm pretty impressed. I wasn't expecting this from this game.
But what I was pretty damn impressed about was this here Grid Legends game. I was looking
wanted
at
to ask you about
kind of
this game.
like how you were, and you were mentioning it before, and I thought that most of the racing games that we play, they don't really have like anything in depth about them. You know what I mean? It's just going on race tracks and just winning the races or whatever.
Right.
Not necessarily a whole like storyline. I mean, sometimes you get like the Need for Speeds, or maybe like Horizon has like a storyline or something like that. I don't know. I don't really play too many racing games, so you guys in the comments maybe tell me like if there is a racing game that has like a good storyline, as like like 2K or something like that would have. And you recommend it, like let me know down below. If it's on Game Pass,
Like
I'll probably check it out.
Create a character, right?
Yeah, you create your own character and then go through the story, or
Get
even if
stats.
you gotta go through the story as a character that you going through, and you're
coming through the ranks
to get better better cars and different things like that to improve.
You're just
your
now starting
standings and
off.
stuff.
Yeah.
So but this seemed like an actual like full-on story that you would be a campaign mode that you would be following, and you were impressed about the different aspect that they're going with this storyline, right?
Yeah, I was really, because they started off by having like an actual real actor, like giving an interview or whatever, talking about his last race or his rivalry,
right?
And I'm like, what am I? Is this a TV show they're launching?
Yeah.
And then they cut to like an in-game footage race,
right? And it looks like cars,
and
looks like
it's cars, and it's like a video game racing game,
Yeah.
right? Like Forza, and I'm like. And then it cuts back to like a dramatic scene where maybe they're having two racers are having a conflict with each other.
Right.
Like it's live action.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is pretty dope. They're like melding a TV show with a video game. And so you're like watching a show, but then there's these parts that cut out and you get to race and interactively. And then you get to see what happens next in the story after you finish the race or whatever.
Right.
And it's like based off your race. I was just like, this just seems like we haven't seen a story told this way.
Right.
We were trying to think of you and I were trying to think of some ways how have games ever told a story this way, where you have like live action actors acting out dramatic scenes.
Right. Yeah. Like all of the whole story mode is basically live action with this game.
Right.
So there isn't. It's not. It's not computer generated. It's not CGI. Like if you were looking at Final Fantasy or whatever, all of it is as actual acting. So then in between it, you have the races
gameplay,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. So
Such
it's
a
like
trip.
it's cool. You know what I mean? Like you said, we were trying to shoot some things around, and I had swear that I had seen types of it, or at least like small portions of that done before. And we thought of like Control.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Borderlands might have used like at least like real images
A couple of
occasionally, like,
times,
with
yeah.
the Phoenix talking.
Mhm.
Using like a real person's face or whatever, showing up, and maybe like one or two others.
Like Ella Noire was actually voice acted and acted on stage.
They actually
They just
acted
put
all of
the
that.
video
It was just
game
they had
skin,
motion cap
basically.
stuff
Yeah,
on them,
exactly.
But this is motion cap.
This is live action drama.
Right. And then on top of that, they were ranting and raving about how they were, or constantly talking about how they had used the same effects that the Mandalorian used.
Right.
In production, so they had like the green screen that they could interact with or whatever. That they were using it and stuff like that.
You can definitely see that.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks like it's dope. And that definitely got me more intrigued for a racing game, because I haven't really
That's what I was gonna say.
interested in one.
Yeah.
And this is EA, so
Eventually it'll come on EA Play.
and
I
I'll
think
be
I
able
will
to
play
it
this
for free.
because I think I'm going to be intrigued by the story.
Yeah.
And I get to race in between.
Or
How cool is that?
At least be able to see like how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
This might even be one you can sit down with the wife, like she's watching the
cutscenes.
Yeah, the dramatic scenes with you.
Right.
And then you race, and then you keep watching the show.
Right.
Like, this seems really neat. I can definitely see myself trying this out, which I never try racing games out.
Yeah, and I'm interested to find out if this is like, if they've done all of the scenarios possible. Like if they've acted out Like if you
winning,
lost the
losing,
race, winning the
first,
race,
second,
yeah,
third.
right.
Yeah.
You know that
I
type of
wondered
stuff.
too. I wondered that exact
Or
thing.
if it's just like, oh, you didn't win the race, so now you got to restart it and keep playing the race until you win the race to progress through the
I
story.
totally thought the same thing,
But
bro.
that would be amazing if it was like, you know, all the different
Based
aspects.
on how
Yeah.
I did,
You lost,
the
so
scene
now dude is
changes.
coming talking shit to you, you know, because you lost or whatever, and now you got to try to redeem yourself the rest of the game. Or
Totally.
you win and then you say a little something slick to him, and you know,
Right.
and then he's like on your head and you know all that stuff. So I'm definitely, you know, curious to see it as like how they gonna take this and how much effort they put into it, or if they just trying something cool and they got a show and then they just like, oh, let's throw races in the middle of this show, and you know
This
sell out
really
this
intrigued
game,
me,
whatever.
man.
Yeah, so
When you really think about it.
yeah, when you started like dive into it and whatnot. So yeah, Grid Legends, man, it's set for 2022 at some point. It's not, we
Next
didn't get
year.
an exact date, so unfortunately we gotta wait until next year. But you know, maybe we'll be lucky enough to get it, you know, first quarter. So by the time it hits EA Play, it'll be like second quarter or something like that. You know, not
Right.
too long. You know
Yeah.
that we have to wait to play it.
Absolutely.
And then of course, at the very
Woo-wee.
end, they didn't have a whole lot to give us, but they did show us a Dead Space like teaser trailer.
Right.
That it is getting remade,
Right.
not a reboot, but a remake.
This is a remake.
Yeah, so,
We've already debated this, the difference between a remake and a reboot.
right. Yeah, and we were all hoping, you know, I'm sure you guys are hoping out there that they would just reboot the series and give us a slightly different story, you know, maybe a different person or whatever, and just expound on the Dead Space world. But they're just taking what's been there and they're going to remake it. Now, obviously, this isn't no like, you know, bullshit remake, you know, where they just like enhance the graphics, right? They're going to try to give it like
Glorified
a
remaster.
a Demon Souls type of remake, you know what I mean? So I'm glad about that. But hearing that, you know, for one, hearing that Dead Space is finally gonna be remade or whatever, and that, well, that Dead Space is coming out and that it will be a remake. How do you feel about that?
So, a couple things I'll say. When you watch this little teaser trailer, it says at the very bottom that it's game engine footage, which represents the game in development.
Yeah.
So when you watch this little teaser, all the footage you see is game engine. So this is how the game will look.
Yeah.
So we are at least are given how the game will look, and I will say I'm blown away. This is as big a transformation of a game, in my opinion, as Demon Souls was to the Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
Like, this is a serious remake. So that I'm excited for. The next thing that I noticed was at the very end of the teaser trailer, it says available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. This is not available
No
from
previous gen
what I can tell
for now, anyways.
on last gen, so you can't play this on your PS4. And so that's also good news, because that means we're going to get some high quality content here, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
60 FPS, 4K, ray tracing, all that good stuff we're going to get. And so I didn't originally want a remake. We talked about this. We wanted a reboot like God of War. We
Right.
wanted the same kind of game, but in a whole kind of new setting, new environment, new way to play, different style, but better, right? We're getting a remake here, but I will say that I'm not as disappointed as I was going to be, because I really did like the Demon Souls remake,
Yeah.
and that was worth it to me. Playing through that game again with all that new engine made it worth it to me to play it through again. So I definitely think, dude, that I'm definitely going to be playing this. I know I said I wasn't sure if it was going to be a remake, if I would even bother playing it.
Right.
But seeing how dope this looks, that looks like a huge fidelity boost. Like, that's a huge boost, man. So I'm really curious to see how it plays and looks. This should be really cool. So I'm excited for it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm disappointed that it wasn't a reboot. You know what I mean? I did enjoy Dead Space, so I will play it, but it's just a matter of when I'll play it.
You're not like a day one guy?
Nah, this
Yeah.
won't be a day one for me. Just because it is a remake. You know, Demon Souls. I love like the Souls franchise. So, But it still wasn't a day one for me at that point, just because.
You didn't have a PlayStation 5 at that point.
I didn't.
But
Well, because I didn't have the PlayStation 5, but I also didn't. I still don't want to pay full price for a game that's been out already. You know what I mean? So, I think I'll wait for this one and see how people receive it, and whether or not this ends up being one of those things that that people play quickly and then sell back, or what. But I think I'll try to buy this like from the secondhand market. Now when I can find a good deal on it, maybe get it around like the $40 price or something like that. Close to like 40, 30. As long as it's below 50, I'll be pretty cool with it. Because that's as much as I pay for Demon Souls. And I had to wait, but I probably would have gotten one of the other games if there was any other games. I don't know if there was any other games. I think at that point when the console released, that Demon Souls might have been one of the only games that we could have possibly gotten.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have therefore gotten that for whatever.
Because it was for 70, because that was all you could get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I have options now,
I agree.
I can just hold off a little bit for Dead Space.
I see.
And wait until it's a little bit cheaper.
If there was a game drought, then you would more so consider getting it day
right.
one.
Yeah. If there's like nothing coming out, but there are some things that are coming out, beforehand. So it's like there might just be a couple of things that just slip under my radar, or I just didn't get because I chose to get this. And so therefore I might not, I could probably wait to get Dead Space until I get it for a cheaper price. Whereas with Demon Souls, if I'd had the console off rip, there wasn't anything. So that would have probably been my number one.
I can't wait to see
Miles
like
Morales.
the gameplay, how your character looks running through the world.
Right, to see that 60 frames per second movement, man. That's what I want to see.
And all those new renderings and fidelities. Like, I'm really curious to see how it looks.
Yeah,
and that might be more of a selling point once we see that.
Yeah, I want to see if they'll add some stuff in there. It'd be nice if they could just
if it's different, right? If it's a little different, then that might be more
maybe
even.
Give us that director's cut, type of thing. Some things that they might have cut out before, but they had all of the info on it. All of the coding there.
That's what's so weird to me when they say that they wanted to remake this game in the vein of Resident Evil, like 7 and 8.
Right.
It's like, because this doesn't seem like it's going to be an entirely new story. It looks like it's Demon Souls. Like, it's literally the same as that game, just redone, right? Remade from ground up.
Yep.
So I don't see how that quote follows, because Resident Evil 7 is like a whole different game than what the Resident Evils were. They went like a different, direction.
Right.
Completely different creative direction. Where this doesn't seem like they're going creatively really different. They're just making it prettier. The same world prettier.
Yeah.
Like Demon Souls. So I don't know what they mean by that, which is why I wonder if there will be, like you're saying, like a director's cut, like additional things here that we didn't get in the first one.
Yeah.
That make it feel a little different creatively than what the first one felt like.
Right. I mean, that would be dope. If they add a little something extra to it. You know what I mean? Give it its own flair. That makes it even more worthwhile getting it. You know what I mean?
When do you think we'll see gameplay?
I mean, that was like the smallest of the smallest
taste. I know, it's such a taste.
So I feel like we won't actually see like gameplay for this thing until like mid or end of next year.
End of next year?
Yeah.
I'm thinking end of next year too.
They have all of the data and stuff here, right? If they're doing anything like Bluepoint did, Bluepoint was able to get the whole package and everything from software. And then they just took that
rebuilt
and they started
it,
to modify that. Yeah. They didn't just like rebuild it from the ground up, basing everything off of that. They literally took, the bones,
information
and then expounded off that. So if they're doing that same thing, then everything is there. All they have to do is just spruce everything up and then modify some things that they want to fix or update. So, hopefully that wouldn't take as long.
This feels like a 2023 earliest kind of game.
Maybe.
I think.
But I definitely agree sometime close to the end of 2022.
We'll see some
so
footage.
We could get first quarter 2023 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I feel like we won't see more gameplay until towards the end of 2022.
This isn't coming out next year, that's for certain.
Yeah.
But it depends how far out it is. I think earliest 2023, which could be possible.
Yeah.
Depending on the direction, like you're saying, they go. If they go with the bones, take the bones and just rebuild on it, then we can maybe see it earlier. If they're doing something different, and we just haven't been told yet, then maybe it could take longer. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what footage we get.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've played the original Dead Space, that I'm kind of curious how much I'll recall from it, and if I'll notice the differences. Will it be something like how we saw the knight jump over the fence to get down into the second area?
Right, we're like, what? I don't even recognize. That's crazy.
So
yeah,
they never did that.
Yeah,
before.
exactly.
You always just fell off an edge,
right?
to get down there.
You just fell down
like
straight. Yeah. You didn't have like the motion.
You didn't actually do kind of like an action or whatever. So that type of stuff would be cool. But yeah, man, 2008 is when that shit first came
Whoa.
out.
So let's say it comes out like 2023. That's 15 years.
That's been a long
That's
time,
a long
dude.
break for that game, bro.
Yeah, man. And it looks like they did a couple of spin-offs too. So maybe they do something where they compile all of the spin-offs and stuff like that, like into one.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so look out for that. If you guys are interested in Dead Space, I know probably a lot of you are interested in Dead Space.
Absolutely. If you're not, you should be.
Yeah, right. So it's getting updated. But that is all we have for you guys this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Yeah, thanks for being here. Comment down below if there was anything that you really liked from the EA Play. Also, let us know if you guys got the Steam Deck and like which one you guys decided to go with. Because
are you getting it on release day, or how long are you waiting to get yours?
Right, yeah. Give us like your time frame.
Yeah.
How long you gotta wait. I'm kind of curious to see, like, his is like mid-ish 2022, so I'm trying to see like how far back they've gone so far already, like how long they're gonna keep doing this, because I haven't pre-ordered mines, but if I don't have to pay anything for it and it's like next year, that's plenty of time for me to put $5 a week,
right? You got like 8 months or whatever, yeah,
and just get the
10 months, yeah,
like that,
exactly.
yeah. So but yeah, so
and you don't have to actually buy it. So you can put your $5 down, and if it comes time to buy yours and you can't afford it, you don't have to buy it.
Right.
So,
yeah, because they're gonna ask you.
I kind of just wanted to get a spot in line, right, for the $5. So
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so until next week, we appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you later. Deuces.
Peace.
See you.
I love you, me.